God doesn't make mistakes. When He created you, He wasn't having a bad day. He didn't accidentally leave something out. Now you're at a disadvantage. He calls you a masterpiece. You have royal blood flowing through your veins. He's crowned you with His favor. You're not lacking. You didn't get shortchanged. You have everything you need to fulfill your destiny. Now quit comparing your looks, your gifts, your success with somebody else, and be you. You are powerful. You are amazing. You are gifted. Nobody can do you like you can do you.
The boredom of normalcy and the numbness of mediocrity stiffens your passions. I was so sick of myself. I was so bored in my life, man. I was so tired of being mediocre. I was mediocre because I wasn't doing the things to be exceptional. I was losing my mind, man. Going door to door selling life insurance at a debit company. You ever say to yourself, man, it's got to be more to my life than this? If you've ever said that, that's because it is. You got to go and get at that. If you don't do it, life becomes real normal and real mediocre to you. If normal is getting on your nerves, then you got to change something. Because that shit get on your nerves, man. Being mediocre was driving me crazy. When I was homeless, man, it just pushed me. Poverty, I was sick of it. And homeless is a whole nother level of poverty. I ain't trying to be preachy or nothing, but that pushed me towards my faith. Because I had lost my faith, man. I thought God wasn't listening. He was listening. I just wasn't asking for nothing.
See, once you commit yourself, the how will come. The way will come. You will figure it out. You want to begin to just challenge yourself. You want to stretch yourself because you really don't know what you can't do. And I want to challenge you right now about raising your goals and stretch yourself. You really have to stretch yourself to discover your stuff. See, I think that there are not many people that come to seminars that will watch a program of this nature. Why? Most people are just satisfied to where they are. 87% of people go to jobs that they hate. On Monday morning, the heart attack rate increases over 35%. The heart said, didn't I tell you I didn't want to go? And attack them. So you want to find out what resonates with you. You have the ability to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. When you're pursuing your greatness, you don't know what your limits are, and you act like you don't have any. I want you to think about the goals that you want to achieve, and I really want to challenge you to make up your mind that you're going to make that happen for yourself. When I was a little boy, my goal was to just buy groceries for our family. Let's buy clothes for my brothers and sisters. But who would have thought, anybody looking in on this kid and these 7 children, you have the ability to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. No one could have convinced me that I would be doing what I'm doing right now.
You were born to do something great with your life, regardless of where you come from, regardless of what you've been carrying with you. We put this gun to our head every day that tells us we're not enough. You do it over and over and over again, and there's a better way forward. You could decide today that you were born to do something great, to set this weapon down, whatever it is.
The most difficult thing I've ever done was to believe that I can do what I'm now doing. Just given my circumstances, I earn millions of dollars every year. No one could have convinced me, being labeled educable, mental retarded, failing twice in school, no college training. I did not know I can do what I'm doing right now. I'll never forget Mike Williams, my mentor. I remember Mike saying, Les, you can do this. Mike, how, man? Wait a minute, Mike. I don't think I can do that. Les, you can. Les, why don't you just test yourself? Why don't you stretch, Les? Come on, man. And here's something I realized. Write this down. Sometimes you have to believe in somebody's belief in you until your belief kicks in.
You have this kind of convoluted, limiting belief about why you can't do something. That's this your own BS story you keep telling yourself. How about you just decide it's a lie, even if it is true?
You see, most people never achieve their goals because most people suffer from possibility blindness. It's not what you don't have, it's what you think you need that keeps you from being successful. It's not what you don't have. See, I was focused on what I didn't have. I was focused on the negative things. It said, negative things are the things that you see when you're not focused on your goal. What do you come with that you have within you?
This is not what I was believing for, but it's close. It's good enough. I was hoping for that management position. Didn't work out. This other job is good enough. You don't have to settle. Now, you may have some good enough areas in your life, but don't stop there. You have to keep stretching. Keep believing for the fullness of what God promised. What God has spoken over you will come to pass. Not partially, not to where you say this is good enough. He's going to do it even though it seems too late. Even though you've made mistakes. God has some of these who would have ever thought blessings coming your way. Favor that doesn't make sense. What am I saying? Don't settle for a watered down version of what God promised you. There are dreams He's whispered to you in the night. Things that seem so big, that may seem so unlikely. God wouldn't have promised it if He wasn't going to bring it to pass. Are you settling for good enough? Talking yourself into it? Thoughts will tell you all the reasons why it's not going to happen for you. You're too old. You've made too many mistakes. You don't have the talent, the resources. None of that stops our God. There are some far out things God has in your future. Goals and dreams that you can't accomplish in the natural. The good news is God knows how to do the extraordinary. Sometimes the reason we settle is life hasn't turned out the way we thought. Unfair things have happened. Now we've lost our passion. The truth is, we've all had bad breaks. We can all find a reason to live offended, angry, but if you'll refuse to settle, on the other side of that hurt is a new level of your destiny. Press past the disappointments. Press past those lonely nights. What if my father would have settled in poverty? I wouldn't be up here. What if Joseph would have settled in bitterness, betrayed by his brothers? He would have never become the prime minister of Egypt. Amazing things await you if you just don't settle. The enemy would love for us to get so discouraged, so disappointed that we settle on the way to our destiny. This is what happened with the Israelites. God brought them out of slavery, made it next door to the promised land. But when they saw how big the people were, they became too discouraged to believe. They settled in the desert. I believe many of you are next door to your promised land. The question is, are you going to settle there or are you going to stir your faith up? These giants may be big, but I know my God is bigger. This financial difficulty, this trouble at work, but I know God is still on the throne. I know today I'm not looking at settlers, I'm looking at overcomers. I'm looking at victors, not victims. Now, not settling may mean getting training so your gifts can come out in new ways. Developing your business plan. Meeting with mentors to bring about your goal. Joining a support group to help break the addiction. It may mean putting more effort into your marriage. Perhaps not settling for you is going up to the gym, taking walks at night instead of watching television. But I wonder where you could be in 10 years if you just don't settle. Who knows the doors He's going to open, the dreams you're going to accomplish, the gifts that are going to come out of you. What will you miss if you settle in mediocrity, settle in dysfunction? You will miss who you were created to be. Friends, what's in front of you is way too important to settle. Don't let good enough become good enough. Get your fire back and go after the destiny that belongs to you.
How do you know when you're successful? Do you have to be a millionaire? No. All we ask of you is that you earn all you possibly can. It doesn't matter 10,000 a year or $1 million a year. It doesn't matter as long as you've done the best you possibly can. Be the most you possibly can. And here's why. The essence of life is growth. To do the best you can. And here's what's interesting. Humans are the only life form that will settle for less. Now, why wouldn't human beings strive to their maximum possibility? Here's why. Because we've been given the dignity of choice. And here's the choice: to become part of what we could be, enough to get by, or to become all that we can be.
What are the things that you feel that's been keeping you from living your dream? That's been keeping you from doing some things that you would like to do? Just think about those things. And how do we begin to handle that? Abraham Maslow said that the life is about growth. And he said, you can either go back to your comfort zone. There you won't find any growth. Or you must be willing to go forward and face your fears again. Because you're never going to have a fear-free existence. I mean, some fear is acceptable and legitimate. There are some things that you really should be afraid of. Now, you shouldn't allow it to immobilize you. You acknowledge it, you take it into account, and you carry yourself accordingly.
You want to self-improve? Stop looking for a shortcut and go find your alarm clock. Find your discipline. And find your guts and your passion and your drive and find your will. And then you will find your freedom.
What contribution that I want to begin to make? What difference do I want to make in life? What is it that I want to do with the rest of the life that I have left? What chances I need to take? What risks do I need to begin to embrace? What fears do I need to step on? What areas of my life am I dead right now? What dream? That's when people go out and strike out on their dreams. That's when people get out of relationships where they're dying together rather than growing together. Beginning to know that your dreams, your passions, your drive to achieve whatever it is you want, as it has more power and meaning, it will move you past your fears. As you begin to feel that you deserve it, your passion and goal is so strong. Your fears won't come. You begin to trust yourself and put yourself in the situation where you have to make it happen. You will make it happen. I know this from my own life experience. I know that you've got greatness within you. I know that you have unlimited potential in you. I know that you have something to give to the universe that was not here before you showed up. Somebody said that life is God's gift to us, and how we live our lives is our gift to God. What kind of gift are you giving? And what kind of gift could you give if fear wasn't an issue? You can have fears. Don't surrender. Don't let your fears have you. You're more than capable of making this your decade.
Myself, I do it for health, content, and wind loss. You limbed is well body, but the main when I go up there, I'm able to do to worry. I say we don't hear because their soul and sprint and soul and you jam. I am not here to have a discussions with you. Some people never will have much. There are two questions. Now you can also be to reckless, but you can also be to questions. This is called the timid approach in life. And my questions was also the risks used to drive me right. You are and the wall. I used to say that I told it's called the language of the poor heart. It is his happen on trip. I'd be been I better not try. I could always ace myself out. Then I'll be tell you want change the well. It's all risky. The minute you were born, it got risky. If you think trying it been with the bill for not trying, if you think investing it's all risky. Getting risky. Going into business is risky. Investing your money is risky. It's all risky. Not going to get out alive, that's risky. A go right, that's what it's for. Give it a go. Somebody says, yeah, but I am looking for safety and security. Fine, then will cover you meals a day and will protect you, feed you, look after you, care for you. We won't let anything happens to you. You are probably live to be 100. The guy said, well, I life horse a way to live safe and secure. Don't ask for security, ask for adventure. Mm, Better to live 30 years full of adventure than 100 years safe in the comrade. And see, it's not important how long you live. What's important is how you live. Here's the next attitude. This is permission, the deadly disease of always looking on the bad side. The problem reasons why it can be a poor permissus leads. He doesn't try to figure out what's wrong. He doesn't look for virtue. He looks for faults, and when he finds him ugly, this is the poor guy's look. Thought he windows one not on the wind, and this is the poor girl. Such leap of the sense. The give rush up and see why it don't want work. Need one. He's got five to the fascinations empty.